Super exciting. I'm Eduardo Laureano. I'm here with Jeff Holland and Anthony Chu.
Hello.
And we're doing our live webcast from Ignite.
All the exciting updates, all the fun stuff we've been working on. For those who have joined before, we usually have the Azure Functions live webcast every single month. And this month we are thrilled to be able to do it from here on the big stage.
It is awesome. It's kind of like being on ESPN. This is what I feel like being a host.
And people have probably seen Eduardo or myself before if you've done much with Azure Functions. But Anthony, you're new. We've talked about your stuff before.
Yeah, that was much better than being on here.
But now Anthony is an official member of the Azure Functions team, so he'll help us in showing some of the exciting updates as well. So Eduardo, what are some of the cool stuff that people should know about?
We loved it to bring Anthony the first time and said, why don't you do a live demo?
Yeah, we're going to throw you under the bright lights, live demo. I'm looking right now at the view count, 50,000 people watching right now, Anthony. So
that's nothing.
All right, what about we talk about what's been going on at Ignite? There's a bunch of announcements. I know people are keeping up, so maybe we list them all before we let Anthony wow the crowds.
Perfect.
All right, so I think the biggest one is in our GA, we're doing the premium functions.
Sure.
GA. And I know you worked a bunch on it, so any quick comments that people should look into?
Yeah, the Azure Functions Premium Pen is really nice for a few reasons. The one that I think most people I've been talking with have been excited about is the fact that if you've used serverless before, you might have heard about cold start, which is a big scary word of, hey, my function might be a little slower if I haven't called it for a while. In the premium plan, like the name would imply, it's premium. We try to take care of some of those hiccups, but also give you more control. So in the premium plan, you can say things like, never let this function be cold. I want it to always be warm, ready to run, connected to a virtual network on massive instances like 4 cores, high performance, so some fun stuff to light up some new scenarios, high performant, low latency stuff with that premium plan, now GA.
That is awesome. That's it. Congrats to the whole team for GA in it. And talking about GA, we couldn't come to Ignite this year without PowerShell being GA. That's the main question we get every time we come here. All the customers that have these large deployments on the cloud and they want to manage their resources, just write a simple PowerShell script to do it. Now they can do that with functions.
This was a real conversation too. Like I remember looking at the calendar with the team, with you and Eamon, and it was like, okay, PowerShell is on track to be GA. When is Ignite? Because there's no way that we're going to go stand in front of the Ignite conference and not be able to tell them. But it is awesome. I like to share my example of my favorite PowerShell function, which is, I'll go to something like Ignite, I'll hear about some new stuff, whether it's Azure Synapse or Azure Arc, and I'm like, I want to try this out. But sometimes I forget to delete the stuff, and then my bill, which actually goes to you,
and
you look at my Azure bill and you're like, what are you doing here, Jeff? Why do you need 25 Kubernetes clusters? So I have a PowerShell function, which every night at midnight wakes up, looks at any resource that I've tagged as deletable, and it will clean it up for me.
Oh, just a tag on the resource group, and you run a PowerShell script?
Yeah, it's like 3 lines. It's like using the resource graph, like give me all the resources that have this tag, and delete them. I call it my Grim Reaper function.
And you're saving the company some real money, so yeah.
That's exactly right. I'm making it so you get off my back about my expense reports and let me play with the Azure cloud.
All right, let's go into more GA stuff.
We'll keep the drama off of the webcast.
So we have also Python. When we released Python GA, and that was not too long ago, and we released with Python 3.6, a lot of the Python developers, they're on version 3.7, so we revved it up to version 3.7. Not only that, what I liked was we now implemented the infrastructure that we need so we can rev versions much quicker. So now we have a whole infrastructure, like be JavaScript, be any of the other language versions that they can be just up to date with the latest and greatest of each one of these frameworks.
For sure, and it wasn't with this conference, and I don't know, have you played much with the server-side build stuff with Python? In terms of like what that is? Could you know exactly, like could you want to give a shot like explaining the server-side build feature?
Sure, so instead of building we're storing the requirements.txt and all that stuff on your local machine and then pushing all that stuff up to the cloud, we can actually run the build in the cloud for you so that it actually runs on a Linux OS that matches the one that we have running in Azure.
Yeah, it came out before Ignite, but even this morning I was meeting with some customers who had been writing serverless for a while, and they had this crazy release process because they were doing across multiple cloud providers. They're like, we have a Terraform script that has to spin up a virtual machine to download the Python dependencies, And they're like, with this server-side build thing with your Python 3.7 and Python 3.6, it's like, this is just taken care of for me.
What I thought was crazy is, even if you want to change a string on your Python script, we're packaging the whole thing up and sending it to the cloud. And I tried one of these demos on really slow Wi-Fi. I was like, is this ever going to get made?
Yeah, when you have to get all those packages locally and push it up, those can get big.
Yeah, so server-side build, that's huge. Thanks for calling that one out. And before the last GA one, because I'll leave that one to the end, there are a couple preview ones. So I know we have tons of users that use .NET Core. And as soon as .NET Core went into previewing .NET Core 3, we want to support that in Azure as well. So now we are in preview, .NET Core 3.0 support. And that you go to functions version 3, right? And is there more stuff that's new there and things are working well?
Things are working, yes, I would say. So for those who are eagerly awaiting, wanting to write functions in .NET Core 3, they definitely can. We've got a short blog post telling you how to hook up both Visual Studio Code, or just the CLI to start using those latest bits. There's more coming along with that too, things like proxy support, making sure that works fine. That will be coming a little bit later in the year, or early next year. But you can start playing with it now. It is working. We've got some good discussion on GitHub as well. People trying to use the new entity framework stuff, use the new SQL stuff. All of that's now available for functions.
Very cool. Two more exciting ones. Wow. The other one we hear a lot, and we heard here, last year here on Ignite, is people that use functions. And as soon as you have distributed applications, it's much harder to monitor because things have so many different points of failures, and how do you know something's wrong? A lot of these customers, they use their own monitoring tools. There's a lot of great ones out there, like Splunk or Datadog or Elastic, and they want to use those. But in the past, we had a real strong monitoring story with Application Insights, but there wasn't a real easy way for you to export to your own monitoring tool. So now it's on preview. The Azure Monitor Logs allows you to either stream that data to a different monitoring solution, or you could use that data with the log analytics embedded into Azure Monitor.
I see.
So that one's going preview right now. I think.
So I can so like any function app now, I just go into like the monitor section, and I can start exporting those diagnostics out to Azure Monitor, log analytics, all that good stuff.
Either it be the runtime of Azure Functions or your application, if you do your log writer and you write your things to log, both of them are going to go to the same place, and you can stream those out all together. Nice. Or you can keep them storage for long-term retention of your logs, or do some AI on top of it. So that's new. Opens up a lot of possibilities.
I might actually have a secret announcement as well. Not secret, but one that I don't think is even on your list, because you only have the last one that we've got this demo for, yeah?
I have a secret one, yeah, no.
Well, I've heard some excitement around this, and I think it's a big deal, but the managed certificate stuff, which applies to both app services and functions. So if you want to have a custom domain with your Azure function or your app service app, we now have this feature to have managed certificates. So you can say, hey, here's my custom domain. I want an SSL certificate. And instead of having to go kind of buy or provision your own and upload it, it will just get managed for you for free. So that works with functions too. So one of my functions, I was trying this out. I have like whatever, functions.holland.dev.
Yep.
Now it's certificatified. Nice. That's the right technical term, I hope, with this new managed certificates feature. So that's a slick one.
That is so cool. So yeah, we're always leveraging app service features in the functions world, and a lot of them we keep forgetting. Like they added those features, and all of a sudden all the functions customers can take advantage of it. So it's great. All right, the last one that we want to show.
Look at
the demo's broken.
Oh, are you kidding me? We'll start with the announcement.
It's working right now. Yeah.
So I heard there's some stuff happening in durable functions world, but you tell us about
Durable
it.
2.0 has been in preview for a few months, and today I think we announced the GA of Durable 2.0.
I think right when you said that, fireworks just shot off behind you.
Yeah, I think so.
As soon as you said the words, durable went GA.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a bunch of new features, but the main one is durable entities. So it's a new way of actually programming stateful functions. So they're really useful for things like IoT. So if you're used to like things like an actor model, it's really good to having like an entity to represent each of your devices. And then here you can see on our screen here that I have a bunch of simulated devices. These devices are sending a message to a storage queue once every few seconds. So it's actually pretty hard to actually detect when something is offline. So you know when something receives a message, but it's actually pretty hard to detect when something is offline. So we're using durable entities to detect when something hasn't sent a message for about 20 seconds.
Okay, so this is I'm loving this Christmas tree visualization that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
So every single one of these, we could imagine this is like some IoT device, like some sensor that's sending data, and what the entity is going to help us do is, if one of these devices goes offline, if it stops sending the message, we're actually going to be like, oh, hey, I think device 16 has dropped over dead.
Yeah.
That's super cool and super useful. And it's one of those things that, seeing when something's alive or making sure there's a trigger to execute when a message gets sent is easy enough, but then knowing the absence of a trigger can be very, very hard.
Yeah, so I can quickly go through the code in a couple minutes. So it's fairly easy. So we just have a queue trigger. But one thing that we're doing is we're bringing in the durable client, and then we're signaling an entity that we have received a message that is represented by that entity itself for the device that's represented by the entity itself. And then the entity itself is actually just a class in C#. We're only keeping track of the last time that we received any communication from it. And then when a message is received, all we're doing is we're just queuing up a delayed queue message so that in about 20 seconds, it'll remind this entity to check whether or not it has received any more messages in the last 20 seconds. And this is going to get better because we're working on a reminders feature in durable entities so that you can actually an entity can actually just remind itself in kind of an arbitrary number of seconds or minutes, and then get rid of this kind of queue that we're doing here.
I see. So you've got your IoT devices dropping a message in a queue, and a function is triggering on that queue. And as soon as it triggers, it's notifying the entity or signaling the entity and saying, hey, I just got a message for device 10. And you have an entity, a durable entity for device 10 that wakes up and it's like, hey, I just got a message, and remind me in 2 minutes to make sure that I've gotten a message since now. And as you mentioned, there'll be a reminders thing. So that way you have almost like a stateful copy of every single one of those green light squares, and it's reminding itself every time it gets a message, make sure I get another message within 2 minutes, and if not, I assume do something.
Yeah. So another thing that you can do with a durable entity is that you still have access to all sorts of bindings, including our friend the SignalR service binding. So that's what we're using to light up our screen here. So that's actually all it is. There's not too much going on here. So when a message comes back on the queue, we're just checking to see whether or not we've received the message in the last 20 seconds. If we have not, then we just basically use the SignalR service to broadcast out that this device is offline. So let's quickly take some devices offline, and then we can keep talking about that while that's happening.
And we have to do it quickly. We're on the last minute, but
okay.
Yeah, but
we can do
I'm
this
interested
fast.
to see one thing I love about this is, although we're talking to storage persistent state, we never explicitly had to do it. A lot of it's abstracted from us from the framework. So although you're persisting, like all the information is all done for you. So it's
That's true. There were no storage SDKs in there to manage things like the last received time. That's just being managed for you automatically by the durable entity framework.
Yeah, and as you can see, I've turned off half the devices.
Going red now. It is very festive, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and we're going to turn off more and more devices as we get closer to Christmas.
That's awesome, and I can imagine I could have like an Azure alert that's saying, "Hey, my device is offline. Go check out device whatever 100."
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So this has been great, like fantastic. Durable Functions 2.0, GA, use entities, premium, PowerShell, really fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone. Coming up at 3:30 on our live stream is the breakout session, Exploring Containers and Orchestration Azure with Shane Boyer, one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Thank you.